pleasure it is to
welcome to Sylvan Lake, the Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Without further delay, Gulls baseball fan, let's welcome the first ever coach in our history, Jason Chatwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Aloha baseball fans, welcome into Hawaii night here at Pagado Park. You are watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege, brought to you by visitsylvanlake.ca, as we are excited to tee this one up for you on a pretty nice night, what is turning out to be here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta. You got Jim Claggett, Kale Clark here with you as the Energy City Cactus Rats make yet another appearance here to Gulls Field to take on the Sylvan Lake Gulls after a wild doubleheader on Thursday night. Energy City takes Game 1 9-1, and then Game 2 goes Sylvan Lake's way with a 4-3 tight finish right to the bitter end. And it was something to watch, and we're going to be in for probably another treat here tonight, as Energy City this season has played the Gulls hard every time.
You know, whether they were Energy City Cactus Rats or the Edmonton Pioneers, or Prospects, I should say, it didn't matter. They came in here, and it doesn't matter who's on that team. It just seems that connection, they bring their best for this team. And why not? You've got a target on your back as the Sylvan Lake Gulls, one of the top teams in the league. You're going to get everybody's best game, right?
Absolutely, and that's kind of one of those things where no matter where you are in the standings, especially in this league, any team is not an easy out by any means. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Sylvan Lake Gulls can handle the Edmonton Prospects. I think they were in for a little bit of a rude awakening in that first game on Thursday after a big win against Okotoks, and then they finally settled in Game 2. So it's going to kind of all start on the mound, and that's where things went wrong for them in that first game on Thursday night, was on the mound. But Dylan Meitner will get his start tonight for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as Meitner comes in, and he's going to look to shut the door. This will be his 5th start on the season in a Gulls uniform. And here he's going to face. Seiji Yumazawa will start things off with Parker Huso, Timo Aracena, and then, of course, Reese Rudderman rounding out the order here for the Energy City Cactus Rats.
It's going to be fun to watch. I was not here, as you may have noticed, for the doubleheader.
I definitely noticed.
I saw the score and I thought, what? This has got to be a misprint. 9-1?
Yeah.
I thought, oh, okay. And then I saw the box score of the game, the second game, it's the Gulls won, and Josh Tucker was the closer. And I thought, well, that's interesting too. And obviously he handled that because they didn't score. So he did the job of a closer, did he not?
He sure did. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Dylan Mittner, maybe he can use this guy as a little. Calvin, can you show this gentleman on here? This is Tommy Tiki.
Tommy Tiki.
Right here. And his eyes flash.
If you cover it in the back.
And Tommy's a tiki doll, and the tiki doll has some powers for the Polynesian culture.
There goes his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of a symbol between man and creation, man and nature, that kind of thing. And it's their symbol. So there you go.
Well, here's a guy that's from Hawaii, a
There he
local
is.
guy playing tonight, Tai Yukamoto.
From Oahu. Yeah, we'll find out a little bit more about Ty and his apparently what he likes to eat when he's at home in Hawaii, what he likes to drink. And they do a little bit of travel down there. And that's ripped. The first pitch is right over the head of Tai Yukamoto into center field as Seiji Umezawa leads things off for the Cactus Rats with a base hit.
And this is just exactly what Energy City was doing to the Sylvan Lake Gulls on Thursday night, just pretty much picking up from where they left off. They were seeing everything. They were getting good wood on the balls, and they were finding the gaps in the field to land base hits that got guys on. So it's always, something about Energy City that you got to be always aware of when they're coming up to the plate.
Well, we always watch the,
here's the throw.
Junior Garcia with the throw down to first base, and boy, that was close. As Cleary Simpson is over at first base. Would you like to give us the roundup of the defense behind Dylan Meitner?
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of a change-up in the outfield. Bryce Hampton in left tonight. Simon Baker will play center field, and then Michael Quick will play over in right field. As this one is fouled off. Junior Garcia handles it. So we bring it into the infield. Anthony Gilbert plays third. As we mentioned, Tai Yukamoto, the Hawaiian, will be over at shortstop. Jaden Flores at second. And then, yes, Cleary Simpson in a little bit of an unusual spot playing first tonight with Dylan Meitner on the mound.
Thank you, sir. This is Parker Husu stepping in to face Meitner as he looks to lay down a bunt, and he lays down a really good one. And Meitner fires a strike over to first. And Cleary Simpson scoops that out of the turf. And Husu does the job by moving Umezawa over to second. But that brings one out. And the number 3 hitter, the third baseman, Timo Aracena, will step in now.
I'm not going to lie, it's kind of a weird night with the Sylvan Lake Gulls jerseys. They get to wear the special Hawaiian themed jerseys, get to wear these once a year. And it just so happens to be the team that they're playing is almost kind of matching them with the blue. From up here, you kind of get mixed up a little bit if you're not really paying attention on who's who. Because with just with that base runner over at second and Seiji Umezawa, he was, I thought he was heading third. Little did I know it was actually Yukamoto that was running over third just to cover in case.
Cover, yeah. If this is a football game, it'd be a nightmare for a quarterback picking out his receivers.
Or a hockey team, that as well. Yukamoto grounds this one and makes the throw in time for out number 2.
A nice smooth play by the man from Oahu. And they hold the runner over at second, which was kind of important there because he's still in scoring position, but over at second base with 2 out now, so a deep fly ball does not score him. That'll bring up the first baseman, Marcus Frangel. One of the newer players on the Cactus Rats.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to see over the next 2 weeks probably is guys leaving, new guys coming in just for that playoff run. And it's the nature of the WCBL, folks.
Well, I did the math back on Thursday night, and in the 20 days from that July 4th to the July 24th game, they lost alone on pitchers. 8 different pitchers were out and changed in the lineup for the Energy City Cactus Rats.
8 different pitchers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then there was some fielders as well. So they lost quite a few guys, double digits of a roster. That's, you know, they were almost nearing half of the roster was a totally different roster than what we saw 20 days prior.
It's hard to take, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1-1 the count here on Franjul with 2 down, top of the first inning. And Dylan Meitner on the mound from Vancouver, BC. That misses outside. Clayton Wandler is the home plate umpire this evening. Down the first base line is Tyler Bourne, and the crew chief, Jeff Chipley, right now is between second and third base. But he'll be down the third base line most of the night until there's a base runner. And there is right now. 2-2 the count. And there's a good off-speed pitch there by Dylan Meitner. Ties up Marcus Franjul. Good crowd. They're buzzing already.
Yep, you betcha.
Hawaiian night.
They always do such a good job with this theme night, too, every single year with the tiki torches and everything with it. As this is going to be a strikeout. Throw down to first. So the Sylvan Lake Gulls put up a 0 for the Energy City Cactus Rats. They'll be back at the bottom of the first inning to bat when we come back. You're watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is. And it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
There's your starter tonight, and the Gulls have seen this young man before. This is Archer Blumenshine. And I'm trying to remember. He kind of held the Gulls in check, if I remember. He throws a lot of off-speed stuff. And I think he can get it up there a little bit, but they've seen him before, and he's seen the Gulls, obviously. So we'll see what happens. He's got a lineup here. Cleary Simpson leading things off. Jaden Flores, Anthony Gilbert, Tiarina, Hampton, Quick, Baker, Garcia, and Ty Yukamoto. Usually at the top, batting ninth tonight. So you've got Simpson leading off, and then Yukamoto at the very bottom of the order. So Coach Chatwood mixing things up.
Yeah, it's a little bit like a flashback from, a few years ago when Cleary Simpson was always the guy that was the leadoff guy for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. So they're kind of doing a little bit of a throwback here tonight with him starting things off. And Blumenshine, one of the pitchers for the Energy City Cactus Rats that has played the most games this season on the mound for E-City.
And first pitch, Cleary Simpson taking all the way as Blumenshine paints the outside corner and gets the call. So it'll be Simpson, Flores, and Gilbert, the 1-2-3 hitters here to start things for the Gulls in the bottom of the first. That misses up high for a ball.
In the 16 games that Blumenshine has pitched for Energy City, this will be his third start as a Cactus Rat this summer.
Not missing down low now. Simpson with a good eye. Just getting back in the, no pun intended, swing of things here with the Sylvan Lake Gulls, coming off an injury and playing a few games with the senior men's team here in Red Deer in Central Alberta, the Red Deer Riggers. And he sends this into the gap, but the second baseman, I should say, Drew Abercrombie, slides to his left, makes the play, and there's one down.
Good routine play by the Energy City Cactus Rats, getting the first out of this game. As we take a look at the rest of their defense behind Blumenshine, in left field, Seiji Yumazawa will play. Elias Campbell joining him at center field, and then Parker Husu will take the right field position. And then as we bring to the infield, Timo Aracino over at third, Ten Shindo at shortstop. As we mentioned, Drew Abercrombie just making that nice play over to Marcus Frangel at first, and then Reese Rudderman in behind the plate catching balls and strikes.
And if I remember, you probably do, it's me that needs to be tested on the memory. Reese Rudderman likes to throw the ball from behind home plate.
Yep, he sure can.
And he's got a really good arm. So stealing on this young man might be an issue. Although catchers will always tell you the players steal off the pitcher, and the pitchers say, well, no, they steal off the catcher. They never seem to be on the same page with regard to that, don't they? That misses, or is a called strike. 1-2 the count on Jaden Flores. Still got the fancy shoes that his sister made for him for the All-Star game.
They're very sparkly in the sunshine.
They are.
I like it.
They hit the right light and you get a twinkle in your eye.
And when I asked Cameron Diaz when he was up here on Thursday night, I said, would you ever wear shoes like that? He said, absolutely.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Look at those. Those
He
are
said,
beautiful.
Yeah, he said, I would show off some flash.
That's Taylor Swift right there.
That's only, those, I wonder if that's kind of what they were made for this year, was for Swifty night.
Well, it was for the All-Star game.
Just last week. Okay.
It was for Jaden when he went down to the All-Star game.
Nice.
Yeah. And he took a good look at that one, but that was well outside. The count now full.
Well, let's just say that that make right there with the sparkles kind of came handy with the Taylor Swift night shortly after the All-Star break, and then same with even Hawaii night tonight. They just kind of fit well. And Jaden Flores turns on this one. That has a chance, but then it just floats foul. Wow, it landed right off the corner of the fence and up high.
The Flores family was up here last week. Or earlier this week. Well, wait a minute. What day is it today? This is Saturday, right? Yeah, so it was earlier this week. They were up here. They drove 3 days it took them to get here from down south, way down south, and in Texas. But they came up and they really enjoyed it. They couldn't believe how big Alberta is, though.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. When they get across the border, they think, well, I should be just around the corner, right? Nah, you still got about 6 hours. 7-hour drive to get to central Alberta, and then you got another hour and a half to get to Edmonton, and then Fort McMurray's another 4.5, 5 hours.
At least, yeah.
So, yeah, we got a big province. And 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Jaden Flores as Archer Blumenshine gets the best of that battle. Flores and Anthony Gilbert exchanging a little information there about what Mr. Blumenshine is throwing tonight.
And that's kind of where the Gulls ran into some problems on Thursday night, just the pitching. You know, it was one of those nights where they couldn't quite figure it all out. And, you know, and good credit to the pitching staff of the Cactus Rats. The off-speed stuff was working for them. You know, they come in with a fastball like that, and then they would throw off speed with a slider or a sinker or splitter even. Anything like that would kind of fool the Gulls on Thursday night. They were having a tough time.
And you had a little help, I understand, with the broadcast.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I had a guy that, you know what, he might just, well, a lot of guys can take our jobs up here in this broadcast booth, but he's one of the better ones that I think if baseball doesn't pan out for him or coaching baseball doesn't pan out for him, he could, broadcasting could be a big one for him. He really enjoyed it, and he had so much fun. It was the first time Cameron Diaz was up here joining us on Thursday night, and here he is back to first base coaching. He's still kind of favoring a little bit of a tight shoulder. And he's doing, he's just loving being part of this team, being a part of the atmosphere. Just a teammate kind of guy, and love being up here.
And no surprise that he can talk.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's all he does over at first, whether he's talking to our player, their first baseman, or the first base umpire. Well, he's always got something to say to somebody.
And this is something that might surprise you. This is his first year playing summer baseball.
Okay.
Because he said the last few years while he was going to university, he would coach a team in the summertime. He'd coach a U16 team where he was from. So he said, this is kind of I figured one of my last years of playing baseball. Why not get the full season out of it? And he's just loving being a part of the game in any way he can. And broadcasting, he might even look into that now.
There you go. Anthony Gilbert draws a walk here from Archer Blumenshine with 2 out. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Brock Tiarina, who the last time we saw Brock was out in left field making 2 outstanding catches and then an absolute brilliant throw to second to nail a guy trying to stretch a single into a double. He had one heck of a night.
Oh, I can tell you, he picked up from where he left off on that night into Thursday night as well in the doubleheader. He had a couple great plays.
I think he's feeling comfortable now.
Yep. It's just when you're hot, you're hot. As Cameron Diaz would say, he was hot, couldn't be stopped.
So a little conversation here between Reese Rudderman and Archer Blumenshine. Maybe Rudderman made a call and Blumenshine didn't catch it and took Rudderman by surprise. I was expecting this and you threw that. Don't do that anymore. It's like in football. I thought you were going to do one of these, and you didn't. And they do have, and this is something that we're picking up on. You can see out of his right ear, he's got the pitch comm, so they can select. Now I don't know if they do it just like they do in the majors, where the pitcher selects or the catcher just selects. Sometimes the pitcher has it on his belt and he can select his own pitches, so the catcher knows what he's throwing. But they have to be on the same page no matter what, I guess. We saw that with Okotoks and Logan Grant when I saw him take his helmet off, and I thought, well, what's hanging from his ear? Is he listening to music? But it's the pitch comm. Interesting. I think that's a good idea. It prevents teams from stealing signs if they actually could steal signs, and some can. Not everybody can. Signs are a little complicated, but if you can see where the pitcher or where the catcher is locating his glove, you can translate that to the batter. 2-2 the count on Brock Tiarina with the base runner Anthony Gilbert, and he takes off for second. He got a good jump and a stand-up slide, and he was thinking, I'm going to go to third, but second baseman Drew Abercrombie with a heads-up play covers up on that throw. But a stolen base for Anthony Gilbert, who's showing all sorts of skills for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah, and that's actually Anthony Gilbert's first stolen base as a Sylvan Lake Gull, too, this year.
Okay. Full count on Tiarina with 2 down in the bottom of the first. And that misses and gets away from Ruderman. And that'll put Anthony Gilbert over to third. And Brock Tiarina trots down to first base with a walk. And the Gulls got something going here in the bottom of the first innings. You see Gilbert getting those white pants dirty.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? They do their laundry here. I don't know if each guy does his own. I think somebody is responsible for the laundry. That'd be interesting to find out who actually has to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the player should be designated each night.
Yeah. Different guy every night.
Yeah. You are responsible for laundry. Pick everything up, put it in there. And a throw down to second, and the Gulls will score a run on that one. And
he slid off.
Brock Tiarina trying to get back to the bag, and he loses his balance as he tries to go on and stay safe on first base, but Cam Diaz is going to have a little chat with him on the way to the dugout. But an interesting play. Gulls still get a run out of that, though. And we are through one. Gulls with a 1-0 lead. Top of the second coming up.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus 2 weekly shows including the WCBL Report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday, and also the WCBL Game of the Week pregame show leading right up to game time every Thursday night. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Well, why not on Hawaiian night talk to the resident Hawaiian here on the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Tai Yukamoto. Tai, tell us a little about where you grew up and what that was like.
So I'm from Oahu, Hawaii. The weather is always the same as year-round, and it's just a great place to play baseball at.
Okay. Now, you did a lot of travel in Hawaii. When you guys played, did you go to the mainland at all?
Oh, we always, any tournament we had to go to, especially the Arizona Fall Classic. That was the main one that a lot of people from Hawaii go to, but it's just any tournament we had to go to, we had to get a plane ticket to fly.
Okay, now around the stadium, we've got some Hawaiian drinks and some Hawaiian food. What's your favorite food from back home?
I'm a big seafood person, so I like poke. So it's just like diced up, it's like ahi. So it's like the red fish and all that. So that's my favorite.
What is it that you like about that part? The taste, the texture, what?
Yeah, I love both. I get it's like sriracha mayo, so we call it spicy ahi back at home, and that's like my favorite food to go to.
And what washes it down?
Ooh, my favorite drink, it's called Pog. It's passion orange guava. It's like, I always just brought up with that, so it's like a little like savory kind of drink. So that's pretty good.
Well, there you go. That makes you want to go to Hawaii, I bet. I would. Well, there you go. Tai Yukamoto from Oahu filling us in on a little bit of his world down there. 0-2 the count. And that's rounded right back to Dylan Meitner, I should say. And he handles it easily. Makes the throw to first to get Drew Abercrombie. And start off the second inning with a nice little play.
Now imagine having the same weather system all year round, and it's just always guaranteed to be beautiful. Can you imagine? I don't know. I don't know what that would be like. Be weird.
It might get boring.
Yeah, it sounds boring.
No, they do get a lot of rain in areas of Hawaii.
Yeah,
but,
they do.
But like Ty said, he says it's pretty much. Have you ever been?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unreal. Absolutely gorgeous. The beaches are absolutely gorgeous. The sand is soft. Yeah, it's so obviously tropical, but it's even if it's raining, yeah, you could be out with just in shorts and nothing else.
And Yukamoto gets to handle this one, and he fires it, but a little high. Clary Simpson gets to stretch out his left arm, and he does and makes the catch. And that's the second out here is Yukamoto on the run, just kind of sends it a little higher than he probably wanted.
Yeah, we saw a similar play like that from him on Thursday night, and he was credited an error because he actually pulled off Macris from the bag on making the tag on at first base. So a similar play, and just sometimes gets away on him a little bit of a late release that goes high.
0-1 the count here on Elias Campbell, the center fielder for the Cactus Rats, as Mittner misses with that one for a ball. Well, Hawaii is the only state made up of islands. Makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there are other islands. There's Long Island, there's Catalina Island, and there's islands off the coast of Alaska, but the entire state is made up of islands. In fact, out of 132 islands in the Hawaiian island chain, 7 of them are occupied. And Simon Baker is not going to get this one as that is hit into the gap. And Elias Campbell, he had thoughts of going to third as he rounded first and took a look to see where the ball was, but a well-hit ball by Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell, one of those guys that just can see the ball so well, and he does such a good job there to find the gap yet again here at Gulls Field and get on base to keep this rally alive.
So that'll bring up the shortstop, Ten Shindo, here in the bottom half or top half of the second. 2 down, and Elias Campbell, the base runner, over at second base. The Cactus Rats with 2 hits on the night, the only 2 hits in the game right now. And Meitner catches the corner on that one to even the count at 1-1. I didn't think the sun was going to be coming out today.
I didn't either, the way this morning was looking in early afternoon.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
When I was talking to the owner, Graham Schetzel, before this game, and we were talking about, you know, every time that it has been Hawaiian night, except for maybe the first year, it has been gross weather on Hawaiian night. It's been rainy and cloudy and cool. Yeah, complete opposite from what you get when you're actually in Hawaii. But, yeah, the last 2 or 3 years that I can recall, the weather was not cooperating for Hawaiian night. I remember one night in particular where on a Hawaiian night, theme night, it was a delayed game due to a heavy amount of rain, and I think we got it in, but it was quite a delay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so at least this one's a nice one.
The count 2-2 on Ten Shindo with 2 down. And he fouls that off. Well, I mean, rain is part of the Hawaiian Island chain, and it's part of their environment down there. In fact, I just had a note here. Waialila on Kauai, Mount Waialila. 384 inches of rain annually.
Wow.
384. This is lifted out into shallow center field, and that'll plate the first run of the game for the Cactus Rats as Elias Campbell comes around to score on that single by Ten Shindo to open up the scoring for Energy City.
Well, Ten Shindo had an RBI Thursday night, and he gets another one here tonight as he, again, just that's what Energy City has been doing so well as of late, especially against the Sylvan Lake Gulls team, finding ways to get bats on balls and lifting it into the, you know, they might not be hard hit balls, but they're just punching them out into the open areas. And it's doing them a lot of wonders. And the 2-out rally has been something that they've also known to be really good at. They get down too early, and then they somehow find a way to keep the inning alive. And meanwhile, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, their problem on Thursday was walks. They were walking a lot of guys, and not only when they were walking guys, that's how that 9-1 game really blew out of proportion for them. Was you walk a guy, and then next thing you know, a guy is lifting one into the gaps.
Yeah, given the free pass can usually come back and haunt you. Now this is out to that same gap in right center, but this time Simon Baker closes in on it. He is there for the grab, but the Cactus Rats take the lead on a RBI single by Ten Shindo. They lead 1-0.
Have you ever wondered if there's one thing that connects people from across our province? Something that connects the coffee shop to the spray park, or the brewery to the rodeo, the campground to the sports field, the friend next door with your family in the next town, the dealership with the ice cream shop. It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is. And it's all we think about. so you don't have to.
Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning here at Gulls Field at Pagado Park. Archer Blumenshine so far has had the measure of the Sylvan Lake Gulls, as the Gulls and Energy City are all tied up at 1. I might have inadvertently said that the first run of the game was scored by Energy City, but I was incorrect. This is what happens when you take a night off. I take a night off when I'm on.
That's okay.
Oh, that's not good. Not in my world.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, you know what? The night you take off, we had beautiful weather. It was hot. And I was wondering, I was kind of saying to the guys in the truck, I was like, is Jim just bad luck here at the field this year?
Oh.
He takes a night off, and all of a sudden the sun comes out, and it turns into being a hot evening for baseball? Or
I have Tommy Tiki here
Yeah.
guarding my back.
Yeah,
here.
there you go. Yeah.
So he's going to be my friend tonight and keep the bad spirits
But
away.
the sun's out right now, and you're
Yeah.
here, so that can't be true then.
And Bryce Hampton hits this down to short and Ten Shindo. Fields it, makes the play, and gets the first out here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Yep, good hard long throw from Tin Shindo. He's got a strong arm over there at shortstop, and he doesn't miss those very often.
No, he doesn't. And that left side of the infield for the Cactus Rats with Timo Aracena and Ten Shindo is very, very good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, again, as we've noticed in the WCBL, is parts of each team, they're outstanding. And if you know, when teams put it all together, that's when they're really good. And this is Drew Abercrombie making the play over here on Michael Quick. And gets the second out with a short throw over to first, right on the money. And they get Quick by a couple of steps. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Simon Baker.
And that's two straight great pitches by Blumenshine, who has now created the Gulls to kind of come up over top of the ball and ground out both times.
And that is a called strike there by home plate umpire Clayton Wandler as Blumenshine starts Baker off with a fastball on the outside corner. And that looked almost like the same pitch. Not quite as fast, but the same pitch. But he got the call this time, did Baker. 1-1 the count. And that's kind of off the end of the bat. And a lazy fly ball to center field. And Elias Campbell slides to his right and is got it in his glove. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Archer Blumenshine and the Cactus Rats. Through 2 complete, 1-1, Gulls and Cactus Rats.
Well, there's a pretty full berm on this Saturday night for Hawaiian night at Gulls Field between the Energy City Cactus Rats and the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and everybody's just soaking it all in right now. You know, it's at that time of the season where there's not a lot of nights like this left, Jim, so why not take full advantage?
Well, yeah, we still have August.
We do, but I'm talking about for baseball-wise.
I see.
You know, like
Okay.
we're getting close to the end of this schedule here.
We are. 9 games left in the schedule for the Gulls after tonight. 9.
Yeah, that's wild.
It seems like they're all in a row, too.
Oh, yeah. One night off in between.
That's it? 1?
Yep, 1. That's on Monday.
Where's my union lawyer?
They're
I want
off.
to talk to somebody.
Yeah, and there you take a look here. So tomorrow is going to be a long but busy day of baseball. It's a doubleheader against the Giants. That's going to be 2 9-inning complete games. And then on the 29th is the makeup game against this team, Energy City Cactus Rats, from the June 13 rainout, where they made the hail snowman. And then, of course, on July 30th, we're playing against the Cactus Rats, but as well here at Gulls Field on Wednesday. So those are the next 3 games lined up. 3 nights of baseball, but 4 games technically in those 3 nights. And then they go on a stretch, as you said. They got the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then postseason. So it's busy.
Yeah, that is busy. Full count here on Seiji Umezawa, who started things going for the Cactus Rats with a single in the top of the first. And he sends this into foul territory, and it's drifting to the right and out of play. And the count remains 3-2.
Well, Michael Quick tried to get there. Obviously, no chance at retrieving that ball, as it was well over the fence. But he quickly got there.
He quickly got there.
Yeah.
I know. I heard you. I heard you. And that's right into the glove of Jaden Flores as he gets those magical cleats to get him airborne and make the grab over at second place to get Umezawa. Smooth.
Smooth and flashy.
He's got it all. He's got it going. Parker Husu steps in. He grounded back to the pitcher. Now he grounds down to first baseman Cleary Simpson. And Simpson makes the play all by himself, steps on the bag for the second out. Now I was trying to remember. I don't think I've seen Cleary over at first base before, but maybe we have. Back in the day. Because we've seen him play second. We've played him play short.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's done the corners, though, first or third.
He played first on Thursday night in that 9-1 loss.
See, now I didn't see him.
He came in and played first base for Macris, as Aiden Macris kind of went off a little bit limping, actually, on Thursday night, Jim.
Oh, okay.
He got ran into. His leg kind of got clipped by the runner, and
there's another one back to Meitner on the mound. He underhands it over to Simpson, and a 3-up, 3-down inning for Dylan Meitner. And the Gulls will come to bat. We are all tied up at 1s here at Gulls Field. Well, so far so good for Archer Blumenshine. He's tied at 1, but he hasn't given up a hit yet. Go figure, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's even for the Gulls to have 1 run scored, it's just because they got on base to a couple walks, and then a stolen base gets you in scoring position. A couple stolen bases gets you in to scoring position, and the next thing you know, you have a good chance to really score. And then it was just a trick play. We've seen that all year long by the Sylvan Lake Gulls, that you get the guys on the corners, and the guy from first will start to make his way down to second, but purposely kind of time it out so he's going to look like he's going to get caught at second, and then throw goes down, and the guy from third takes off. So
yeah. Junior Garcia down 0-2 here against Archer Blumenshine. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 1-1 Gulls and Cactus Rats, all tied up. WCBL action here at Gulls Field at Pagado Park on a lovely Saturday night. Hawaiian night. Hawaii became the 50th state in the United States of America back in 1959. You weren't around.
Nope.
I was.
Sure wasn't.
I was 2. I don't remember.
Wait, I was going to say.
If you're going to ask.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. I knew all about Hawaii when I was 2.
Yeah. And there's the Batgirl. She's all dressed up.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, this is great.
She's got the little flower in her helmet.
Yeah. I
love
like the
that.
jerseys. I like the ambiance.
Yeah, the jerseys are really cool.
The staff here do such a great job of dressing up the stadium with the tiki torches and the tiki bar, and then they've got they have a meal, which I was all over that if I could have. It was a pineapple rice, spicy or sweet and sour pineapple rice kind of combination.
Oh,
yeah, pineapple.
You're making me hungry.
And Hawaii.
Yeah.
We went to the Dole factory when we were there, and they make ice cream. As Junior Garcia swings and misses at that pitch from Blumenshine, as they record the first out, that just dropped right off the table for Blumenshine to get the strikeout. That'll bring up Tai Yukamoto. It was like eating silk.
Really?
Oh my! And the taste, the flavor was just out of this world. Everything seemed to. So I just about everything I ate down there had pineapple somewhere. In
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's actually, so I used to hate pineapple as a kid, growing up, and I began to really enjoy and respect pineapple when we went to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And it's just such a different taste down there. It's like because it's so fresh. It is. Oh, all the fruits down in Hawaii are just absolutely incredible.
Everything. It all just tasted so good. I had a cheeseburger in Paradise, Jimmy Buffett's restaurant.
Okay.
It was a Hawaiian burger.
Yeah.
So it had a big grilled piece of pineapple on it.
Yeah.
On top of the patty.
Oh, that
my
would be
goodness.
deadly. That would add so much flavor.
Yeah, it was something to look forward to, that's for sure. As Yukamoto fans on that one, and it drops out of the glove of Ruderman, but he fires it down to first to get the out. So 2 batters, 2 outs for Archer Blumenshine. There's a good block there by Ruderman to keep that ball in front of him. That'll bring up the top of the order, Cleary Simpson.
I will still stand on the hill to die on that pineapple does not belong on pizza. I will still stand on that hill.
Well, you can roll right down that hill because it certainly does. It is a Canadian invention.
Yeah.
Hawaiian pizza. So you are then anti-Canadian.
I guess. I'll move to Hawaii.
Okay. There you go. You can avoid putting Hawaii pineapple on your pizza then.
Maybe down there I would accept it.
It's a topping. I don't know why people are so angry about that. It tastes so good. You know, the sweet and savory combination. If you get ham, pineapple. My favorite is pineapple, bacon, pepperoni, mushroom, and green pepper. Those 5.
Okay.
So I got my vegetable, I got my fruit, and I got some meat in there. And the cheese is protein. Sounds healthy, doesn't it? When you put it that way. Meanwhile, my doctor's saying, no, Jim, that's not.
Yeah.
and you should need a lot of those. But I don't.
You have done much better. I will attest to that, because you won't have it. Well, a couple years ago, last year and the year before that, anytime they brought up food in the media booth, no matter how good it looked, you somehow resisted.
Yep.
You resisted the temptation.
That's me, very resistant.
Impressive. I couldn't. I caved every time.
2-2 the count on Clary Simpson with 2 down here. Yes, you did. But you know what? You're young and you're growing. I'm old and I'm not growing anymore. I'm shrinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope I'm growing. I'm still not very tall.
Well, I think more growing.
Oh, other way.
Existentially.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough.
And that misses down and inside. Clary Simpson works that for a walk from Archer Blumenshine and keeps the inning alive. So a good eye at the plate by number 21. And that'll bring up Jaden Flores, who struck out back in the first inning.
Some good encouragement by Cameron Diaz over at first base.
Of course he does.
A little tap on the back.
I would love to have a microphone on Cameron
I know,
Diaz,
right?
just to find out some of the, I'm sure there's some stuff that he says that we probably couldn't.
I asked him what he says, and he says some serious, some funny, and yeah, that'll lift right to right field. So Energy City keeps the Gulls again off the board and off the hit tally as they go 4 up, 3 down, and we will be back with the top of the half of the 4th inning when we come back.
We are back here at Gulls Field at Pagato Park. Jim Claggett, Cale Clark here on FloCollege. WCBL action between the Energy City Cactus Rats and the Sylvan Lake Gulls here on Hawaii night. Who doesn't like Hawaii? Just a great place to visit. But Tai Yukamoto was up here, and we talked to him, as you saw just during the game here. And he talked about how everything is so expensive down there.
Yeah.
And he's right, you know, as Marcus Frangul, who struck out in the first inning, starts the 4th inning off with a base hit to right field off of Dylan Meitner. That's the 4th hit on the night for the Cactus Rats.
Yeah, they just see the ball really well. And always seem to find a way to lift it out in the field.
Now, I read something somewhere, and I could be wrong, as that was a perfect bunt there laid down by Drew Abercrombie. And he moves Frangul over to second base on that sacrifice bunt, as Meitner is forced to play it and make the play over at first base. So I read something that's if all the ships and the container ships and the airplanes that deliver supplies to the islands of Hawaii, if they were somehow not be able to do that, that within 20 years, Hawaii would just basically be empty because they don't have enough to support themselves. You can only live on coconut and pineapple and fish all the time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could, but the rest of the infrastructure would collapse, and it was just crazy. So, we have a guest in the booth here, young man from out east. Big Vest joins us. I thought you had disappeared on us, but
should I get a chair?
Yeah, you probably should.
Here,
okay, I got him. He can have mine.
You can have that one. There you go.
Beauty.
Because you're called Big Vest for a reason.
Yeah. You're making us look not so big. I'll just push you up here a little bit more.
Thank you.
Boom, gotcha.
You get them all set, and I'll talk about the game
Awesome.
here. 3-0 the count here on Zach Barneo, the designated hitter for the Cactus Rats. He grounded out to short back in the second inning. That's where it was.
You know, I will say I'm impressed by Energy City. You know, I think they've picked up a couple guys, kind of finalized their roster, and you know they've been really competitive games. So
yeah, they're playing you guys hard. And
yeah,
they always have. They have kind of all season, but
sure.
Definitely in these last stretch of games, and now you guys kind of have to see them even more so coming down the stretch here. You know, it's not going to be easy games.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I feel like all year, like especially in our division, is just every game's a dogfight. Every game's gonna be close. I mean, even those games on the road, like we played some close games where we dropped one of the dogs, we beat Brooks. Like those are all one-run games, and it's kind of not letting the energy discourage you or encourage you. You got to stay neutral. That's kind of how we're at right now, where it's trying to win those dogfights pitch by pitch.
So Matt Hape was on his way out to the mound. Now, while he's on his way up to the mound, you were absent for a little while.
I was.
Were you were doing something that you told me about, and I'll let you explain what it was you were doing. You were playing some baseball.
Yeah. So I got asked to kind of come back home, close to home, about 3 hours. So it was really nice. My family got to come see me, both my uncles, both my aunts, my grandpa, my brother, my parents. So it was really nice. So I got asked to play in this 22U Ontario Eliminations Tournament, kind of just back home a tournament where, they kind of helped me out where, they said, we'll help you get back to Sylvan Lake. And I was like, if Chatty's okay with this. So, I got to throw in front of a couple cool pro opportunities. So it was really nice. I had a good time, and it was a pretty successful outing too. So, yeah.
When you say successful, and I can tell people that it was, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, and you didn't give up a run.
No runs. Very close to a double play there. Ooh.
Yeah, real close on that. Good turn there by the Gulls infield. It was a flip from Yukamoto over to Jaden Flores, who's got a strong arm. But some good wheels by Elias Campbell, the center fielder. He beats that out. But they do get the front half of that double play. And that's the second out for the Sylvan Lake Gulls here. But base runners on the corners for the Energy City Cactus Rats.
Well, that was a hard hit ball, just foul. So yeah, I would say that's quite a successful outing for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's something to be pretty proud of.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm kind of ready to get back in the flow, getting ready for playoffs. So I'm excited this year. It should be, we've picked up a couple new guys too. It's our team's looking really well. Everyone's kind of bonding already, which is really, really good. So
yeah, and you're getting veterans like Cleary Simpson back in the lineup. That's huge, right?
Him being back in the lineup, it's he's so composed out there where it's like almost every routine play just looks so easy. You know what I mean? So I think he's, especially for our younger guys too. Like a couple of them, even Flo. He's a younger guy. He's pretty mature for being a younger guy, but just having an older guy just to settle things down really, really definitely helps. So I mean, he's been in this scenario 2-3 times.
So back to that tournament. Overall, how did your team do?
We ended up doing okay. It was a 16-team eliminations tournament. Okay. So we ended up getting 4th. Oh, wow. Where the 2 qualified to go to nationals, which is in Nova Scotia. But yeah, it was okay. We won the first 2 games on Friday and then lost the 2 on Saturday. So ended up losing the double elimination. So
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but I'm ready to get back to some Gulls baseball for sure.
Focusing on the bigger picture, I'm sure, here in the WCBL, and that's the championship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big pitch there.
And the Cactus Rats tried the old Gulls trick there by sending the guy down to second and see if we can draw a throw. But Junior Garcia, he's seen that movie before, and he just fakes the throw and keeps the runner over at third. So now base runners at second and third with 2 down here. And
wouldn't be shocked if we see the slider again here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a couple not so great swings off it. Yep, there it is.
Wow.
Got him. Back door. Really good pitch there.
Good job there by Dylan Meitner getting Ken Shindo to watch that pitch go by, and that brings the inning to a close. Couple of base runners stranded by the Cactus Rats. 3.5 done here. Gulls coming to bat.
Yeah.
We'll dance around that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Hawaiian outfit. I like
Yeah.
that shirt.
Kind of looks like the guy from Jurassic Park, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I was waiting for the dinosaur to sneak up and to take his head off. It's like
It was one of those things. It's like, you know, that looks like the guy.
that's the scientist.
We'll say I've seen so many fans dressed apart. Like it's pretty fun to watch.
That is fun, isn't
Yeah,
it?
great crowd always. Get
Anthony
there.
Gilbert gets it down to third base, and Cam Diaz had him safe, but first base umpire Tyler Bourne says no, he's not safe. Cam's a little biased, I think.
Maybe slightly, but you know, he's a supportive guy over there at first base. But what do you think of? Yeah, we were talking about obviously the outfits. Not only does the stadium do an incredible job with decorating this place out for Hawaiian Night, but the fans they buy in.
Yeah,
and that's pretty cool.
I think it's almost. I mean, I'm not gonna say to the extent of being excited for Christmas or something like that,
Yeah.
but you look forward to the event. So it's like. I mean, both ways. It's anything from being a fan to even being a player, because we're excited for this night too.
Yeah.
I mean, we know it's always going to be a packed day when there's a cool event like this, and honestly, we barely ever get to see these jerseys. I mean, they're kind of just stocked away. So even just seeing them, putting them on, it's always a blast wearing these things and having these kind of nights for sure.
Once a summer, for sure.
Yeah.
The Aloha jerseys. There you go.
They're smooth, hey? Like, would you say, have you worn kind of cool jerseys like this ever in your career?
I'll say, at Niagara, we didn't have. I would say we had 4 or 5 jerseys. Where Winthrop, we had about 7 or 8 jerseys. So we had quite a variety. But honestly, nothing like this fabric. It's very just like. I feel like it's perfect for tonight. It might be a little chilly, honestly, even with it on, because it's pretty much just like what you'd wear, like a light T-shirt for the rain, T-shirt, light hoodie for the rain, something like that. So.
And a good pitch there by Archer Blumenshine, as he has Bryce Hamden watching that ball sail past him, and brings the inning to a close. No runs, no hits. The Gulls hitless to this point through 4. Edmonton, oh, there's a Freudian slip.
Yeah, whoops.
The Energy City Cactus Rats come to bat in the top of the 5th. But we'll stick around here with Mr. Veselinovic.
Yeah.
Did I get it right that time?
Veselinovic.
Okay.
See?
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I kept it there.
Yeah.
I kept it there.
I've made a mess of your name from day one. So I just say, hey, Nick.
Yeah, Nick or Big Vess, whatever works.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you've got some things happening that you cannot really confirm or talk to us about. It's kind of like you're a CIA agent or something. But
for sure.
You're the spy. But you've got some opportunities that are down the road for you that you're pretty excited about. Can you kind of dance around those?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say too much. It's, that I'm really thankful for that opportunity that I took, and a couple opportunities that could potentially lead out of the country over the winter, which would be really cool.
To play baseball?
Yeah, to play baseball, and potentially next summer. So, I'm kind of floating around. I'm kind of just waiting, but that's about all I could get.
I know.
So.
Let's just say the tournament did some good things.
Yeah,
for you.
that's right.
No,
It's opening some doors.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's good. Well,
so
we're excited for you.
Thank you. I'm just, I'm just excited to potentially, continue playing baseball. I still love it. I'm only 22, so I might as well keep going.
Yeah.
So
You might as well, exactly. So, no, that's good. And when you look around and you see the opportunities for Canadian ball players, they seem to be getting bigger, and there's more of them, isn't there?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, honestly, from kind of when I got recruited out of high school, like it was mostly online stuff, but I feel like there's more guys coming into Canada just to see how good Canadians can compete at a college level in the States. So it's pretty cool to watch. I mean, you even see it like each year, guys are getting signed, guys are getting drafted out of this league, and we're pretty far north, you know what I mean? It's not just, those Northeast guys or only Ontario or only BC, like, guys are being seen everywhere, which kind of just shows you the quality of baseball continuing to grow here. So,
well, of course, your teammate Ty Boudreau, inking with the New York Yankees, which I used to like Ty, but now he's playing for the Evil Empire, or at least in their organization. But that's encouraging, though, I would think.
No, for sure. I mean, it just shows you like people are watching. Doesn't matter really where you're at. If you're good, they're gonna find you. And I think for Ty Boudreau, he's just to see him grow as not only as a player, just as a competitor in life. Like, I wouldn't ever say he was immature or anything like that, but just how he's grown with his just kind of daily routine, and kind of growing into the player he is now, like actually knowing his body, and I think that's really helped. You could see even velocity wise, like it was pretty impressive. I think we saw 96 his hardest pitch on the board, which was probably in the 6th inning on that start, and I was like, it's impressive just to see, how far he's come, how far other guys have come too. Like even seeing Matty Fung, Hunter Jones is throwing the rock really, really well. He's always had that plus changeup that guys just don't seem to hit quite well in this league. So, but no, it's fun to see just guys I've played with, even Cleary, just grown over the years and matured into kind of their own unique player. You know?
Well, it's cool that you mentioned, as we see a walk there from Seiji Yumizawa. It's cool that you mentioned that. Baseball in Canada is starting to become more and more known and more recognized for all the great talent that is coming out of this country. And one biggest advocate that is really taken by storm is the WCBL's been shout-outed on Sportsnet. Jay's channel a couple times now.
That's really cool.
Jamie Campbell actually has now made 2 years back-to-back visits to WCBL games just to take it in and watch some good collegiate baseball. So
that's awesome.
It's great to know that this is being recognized, and Sportsnet and the national TV broadcasts are also noticing.
And the game itself has basically stayed the same from day one. There's a ball, there's a bat, there's gloves, there's bases, there's running. But technology does take some kind of hold on every sport. And one of the things that I noticed in the Okotoks Dogs game, catcher Logan Grant, when he took his helmet off, I saw this thing dangling from his helmet. I'm going,
Yeah.
is he listening to music? No, he's not listening to music, but he's got the pitch comm thing, and so does Reese Ruderman for the Cactus Rats. Have you ever worked with that? And what can you tell us about how that goes?
Okay, so some of them, so it's called a pitch comm.
Yeah.
And so there's some that are, at Niagara, we wore them on our wrist.
Oh, okay.
And so pretty much all it shows is it'll say fastball away, or sometimes it has like little arrows that kind of show you which direction you're going to put it. So like fastball would say FB, slider would say SL, curveball CB. So that's kind of how you'd play it. Kind of just helps so you're not tipping pitches, and great play there.
Yeah, it's not easy being a left-handed pitcher. Has to make the full spin around to make that throw to Cleary Simpson.
That's the third one for
that's awesome to see, because I will say I've talked to Dill a little bit. He wasn't feeling crazy confident about his PFPs, and he's really worked hard in the past week and a half, and he's really been grinding. So just to see him successful already on three today, it's fun to watch, and just guys progressing, getting more comfortable out there. And you can see he's got a ton of confidence tonight, and he wants to put a mark in this game, which is awesome.
Good old UBC product.
Yeah.
And what a university that is too. I got the pleasure to drive to Vancouver this summer and check out UBC facilities, and it's a good spot to play.
No, I played in the Northwoods last summer. I played for the Thunder Bay Border Cats. I played with Sean Hepner, who ended up getting drafted from UBC. He got drafted in the 12th round. So there's some really, really good talent over there on that West Coast. But yeah, more about this pitch comm. So sometimes too, there's one for a pitcher that they put in your hat, and it's kind of like a Siri voice that'll say fastball outside, fastball up.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Or you could even get pickoff inside move, which would be kind of you lifting your leg and turning to second base. So yeah, there's a bunch of things. It kind of just speeds the game up, helps the pitchers' mental game. Sometimes guys struggle to see at night. So I think overall it kind of clears that whole thing. I mean, I think soon it'll be introduced probably to the Gulls next year, I bet you. But it's starting to become a big thing in college. And, with the catcher, sometimes they have this little keypad almost on their knee, and they click certain pitches, which kind of signals in the hat with a vocal of, that slider inside or something like that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I'm thinking as a comedian, it's like I can hear after a rough outing, the pitch comm going, what do you want? Throw a strike.
Yeah.
Throw a strike for crying out loud. But you don't have to worry about that. I mean, most of you guys do throw strikes. And Dylan's having a pretty good night. 68 pitches on the night. Full count here with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. But you're right, his fielding, because he had a game where he did throw one away, and I'm sure that's in the back of his head when he's making these plays.
Great pitch there.
And there you go. A strikeout to bring the inning to a close. And we are through 4.5. The Gulls will be coming to bat. We are all tied at 1.
Really good. I think I'll join for one more half. And then
Well, there is one of the youngest fans in the ballpark
That is adorable.
wearing that nice purple lei around his or her neck.
That is so cute.
And another fan of Hawaiian. I bet you that young fan likes Hawaiian pizza.
Okay.
I'll bet you. I can just
Yeah.
tell.
Uh-huh.
Pizza, pineapple, it's all
We
good.
got to get a hot take from our guy in the
okay.
booth here with us, Nick Veselinovic.
Oh,
joined
you know
us.
who that was? Wait a minute. Let's get that shot back up there
That
if we
wasn't
can.
that wasn't Jones, was it?
That was Shane Jones,
Was
I
that
believe.
Shane? Oh, I was going to say it
That
looked
is
kinda
Shane
like
Jones.
Shane.
That's Hunter Jones' dad. So
Okay.
that's Hunter's, I think that's a grandchild right there from his older brother.
Okay. So
Or-
Hunter's nephew or niece.
Or niece, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who that was. I thought, wait a minute.
Well,
I
thought-
recognize
I
that
thought it
shirt.
looked like Shane. I just wasn't sure. I was like, is
Yeah.
that Jones? I was like, so I didn't say anything because I was like, I don't know. What are the odds? But apparently pretty good. We got to get a little bit
pickup.
of an input. We were talking about Hawaiian pizza. Do you think pineapple deserves to be on pizza, or are you a guy that doesn't think pineapple should be on pizza?
Honestly, I really like the sauce, so I'm probably against it. I'd
Okay,
say just
yeah.
because it makes it a little too sweet.
Yeah.
I'm more of like I enjoy meat lovers pizza, so for me,
Me
the
too.
sweetness. I find too it makes it a little soggy too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't love it. I don't
Yeah.
love it.
Aha, two
okay.
against one.
Yeah.
There
That's
we go.
right. Well, you know,
Jim's not happy to hear that.
well, no, you know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Sometimes they're just like, you know what's, they stink.
Now, I
Everybody's
would,
got one.
if we're in Hawaii, heck yeah, I would have some pineapple on
for
pizza
sure.
because it's going to be a totally different taste. It's going to be just a fresh taste. It's going to be unreal, probably. But
For sure.
Well, here's the thing, and there's a ground ball over to second as Abercrombie fields it and makes the throw over to first for the second out. And folks, I'm going to tell you something right now. We are through 4 2/3 innings, and
Hits
Archer
this.
Blumenshine has not given up a base hit yet.
yeah, that's some
And I'm not
incredible
trying
work.
to jinx them. I'm just pointing something
Yeah,
out. But
that's
if it was our
incredible
own
work.
team, I wouldn't say it. You know that.
No, that's fair.
So
that's
that's-
fair. We're
that's
just
fair
yeah,
enough.
just pointing it out.
Yeah.
pointing
No
out.
worries.
Junior Garcia steps in here. It's like, I've got the no-hit police out. My, their speed dial here. Oh, get him out of the booth. He's talking. No, we can't do that. So here's something that I found out. This is years ago, and friends of ours from the at that time it was the Czech Republic. Now it's Czechia.
Okay.
We're in, and we went for breakfast, and we all had pancakes, and we're slopping on the butter and the syrup. They're putting HP sauce on their pancakes
Oh,
Really?
because over there they like the savory, we like the sweet. So that's why you combine the two on a pizza with the pepperoni and bacon, and then the pineapple that fills in the gap. So now you got both. You guys are missing out
That's
a
Jim's reasoning.
gastronomical
That's Jim's reasoning.
experience that would change your world. It would rock you right to your soul.
well, you got your own opinion.
Mine's the one that counts because I can tell Calvin, cut these guys off.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just say exactly what Jim just said to us. He's entitled to his own opinion.
Oh, it's a good
Yeah,
pitch.
that's true.
Well, we've had a pleasure having you up here with us again, Nick. Thanks again for joining us.
Of course.
That's a strikeout. That'll be end of the inning. We'll
Yeah.
head to the top of 6 when we come back. But Nick Veselinovic, thanks again. Hope you have a great rest of your night. Enjoy Hawaii.
Thank you.
Good
All
job,
right.
Nick.
Have a
Well, we are through. There's the finish of Snapman, and you don't see Snapman lose by that much too often, but I'm going to defend Snapman on this one.
He did get a pretty big lead.
Our in-house announcer, Joe Whitbread, is taking over as Jared Waldo is not here tonight. They're away. And he gave Snapman's opponent a pretty big lead, and that was hard to overcome.
And he was pumped up when he won, the contestant was, and then he gave Junior Garcia, who's behind the plate right now, a pretty aggressive high five. I was kind of like wincing. I was like, oh, don't take it out on his hand. He's got to throw with that hand.
Well, Dylan Mittner is still throwing with his left arm, and he's got Marcus Frangul, who singled the last time up, but was stranded along with Elias Campbell back in the 4th inning. But here we are in the top of the 6th, 1-1, Gulls and Cactus Rats. And, well, the Gulls, or the Cactus Rats, scored 1 in the 2nd, and on 4 hits. The Gulls 1 in the 1st on no hits. It's a weird game.
It is. It's one of those games defensively for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They're doing a really good job. Yeah, the Energy City Cactus Rats have hit a lot their way. 4 hits already in this game. But the thing that the Sylvan Lake Gulls have done well is keeping those runners stranded. And then it's the opposite. When the Gulls come to bat, they can't even get anything on base. And when they did, they walked. Well, they got a guy with a walk, and then he stole a base, and then he made his way over to third thanks to another wild pitch, and then he scores.
They've had 3 base runners tonight.
Yeah.
2 of them in the 1st inning, 1 in the 3rd. And they've stranded all 3 of them. So, well, no, I shouldn't say they stranded.
They didn't strand all 3, yeah. But
yes, they did get the run in the 1st inning there on the play that is normally a weird play, but it worked as they got the run. That's the only way they've got to run. And here Marcus Frangul works a walk here to start things off in the top half of the 6th inning for the Cactus Rats. He's been on base 2 of the last 3 times, so he's doing his job. Now that brings up the second baseman, Drew Abercrombie, who has grounded out to Dylan Meitner twice already tonight. Meitner fielding 3 plays tonight, and he's, or that's, yeah, 1, 2, 4 plays. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. He's 4 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
So he's throwing 1,000, I guess. He's pitching well, and this is one of his better efforts tonight that I've seen. He looks in control, and as Big Vest was telling us, you know, he's got a pitch that's working for him tonight, and he's using it, and he's using it to his best ability. And these guys have a lot of pride, like he said. You know, they work hard at their craft, and they try and do the best job each and every night that they come out here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We all know that. No matter what job you're in, you can't be 100% every night.
And Veselinovic was even saying that he was at the beginning of the season not very comfortable and confident in certain plays, especially fielding them off the mound, and he's been doing a great job at that tonight as that's hit into foul territory, and Cleary Simpson gets his glove on it for the first out. So a little help from his defense as well also helps go a long way for a pitcher.
Well done there by the young man from Inola.
The designated hitter, number 37, Zach Barneo.
Zach Barneo grounded out to shortstop both times. Or grounded out, sorry, I should say the first time, and then he was thrown out on a double play. Or a fielder's choice play, I should say. They're trying to turn a double play.
So pitcher's duel going on here between Dylan Mittner and Archer Blumenshine. And I think, like I said, it's starting to come back to me now. Blumenshine did kind of a similar thing to the Gulls batters, just fooling them and tiling them up and just making things uncomfortable, keeping them off balance all night long.
And that's exactly what Tristan Harley did so good in that 9-1 win on Thursday night. They couldn't find anything. They just could not find the ball in the, you know, as they think it'd be coming down the middle, and then he had a wicked slider that would just, you know, fade away from him and at the very last second, and the Gulls would swing at a lot of goofy stuff that night. So they've had a couple good pitchers here lately for Energy City.
Oh, they got
him.
They got him over at second. Franjul slides on the pass ball over the bag. And Junior Garcia stuck with it, and so did Jaden Flores. Well done there, Junior Garcia making the throw. That's the second out of the inning. So you're right there, Cale. Defense has been the story tonight. Defense and pitching, and this is well hit into deep right field and off the wall as Michael Quick can't track that one down off the bat of Elias Campbell. That's his second double of the night. And his third hit. He's 3 for 3 and scored a run. He's also got the only RBI of the evening.
That was Zach Barneo.
Was it Barneo?
With the double there. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because they had the base runner over at second. I see, I've marked him down. I got him out already.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
But it's going to be a meeting on the mound with Matt Hape coming to the mound. And, in fact, we got a new pitcher that's going to make his way into this ball game. Looks like it's going to be Sunshine coming in, so we'll step aside. A good start by Meitner to, keep things at a minimum, and we'll see what Sunshine's got in store for the Energy City Cactus Rats. When we come back, you're watching Gulls Baseball. Well, it was a good night for Dylan Meitner starting things off for the Sylvan Lake Gulls on the mound. He put up 3 Ks on the fence, and he fielded the ball himself 4 different times, and every time not missing once, as he's done the job that he was supposed to, and gave them the Sylvan Lake Gulls a fighting chance in this one. As there's been a few hits that has come back the other way that have landed, but at the end of the day, the defense has really been sharp here early on in this one.
Well, a pitcher doesn't do it by himself, and they'll tell you they certainly appreciate any and all efforts by the gentleman behind them and the man behind the plate as well. So.
Well, this is a new pitcher on the mound, so that is, as we mentioned, that he goes by, what we call him Sunshine, but his name is Jacob Rochelle from San Marcos, California. Goes to Northwest Nazarene University.
And for people that don't get the reference Sunshine, if you've watched the movie Remember the Titans, a young man shows up at training camp with hair somewhat similar to what Jacob Rochelle is sporting. I'm very jealous of that hair, by the way. It's first we called him Thor because he does look like the thunder god with the long blonde hair. And he comes inside on Elias Campbell with that pitch. 1-1 the count now. 2 down in the top half of the 6th. Cactus Rats with the base runner over at second base. in a 1-1 game. 5 hits for the Energy City Cactus Rats. None on the board. A bunch of zeros other than the 1 run in the first inning. So it'll be interesting to see if Archer Blumenshine comes out for the 6th inning for the Cactus Rats.
There's really no life or activity going on really in the bullpen right now.
No.
So there's a good chance.
Yeah. I mean, guy's throwing.
He's throwing well.
Everything at these guys, and they're not hitting it. So.
Well, they threw Tristan Harley in for a complete 7-inning game in that first of the doubleheaders on Thursday. They didn't even make one change that night for him.
Elias Campbell, not too impressed with that called strike there by Clayton Wandler, and his facial expression said it all. I'm sure he didn't say anything. And a timeout called there, I think, by Campbell, as he wants to get set again. He's still got that last pitch going through his mind. Oh my goodness, what was that? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out, man over at second, lots of 2s on play. And Rochelle has this hit to the shortstop Yukamoto, who makes an outstanding throw over to Cleary Simpson at first to get the final out of the inning. A great job by the shortstop Yukamoto as the Gulls shut down that double, and we are going to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back. Tai Yukamoto will start things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the number 9 hitter, and then we'll go back to the top of the order with Cleary Simpson and Jaden Flores. And first pitch swinging is Yukamoto as Abercrombie handles it quite easily and makes the play over to first for the first out. The Cactus Rats have come to play.
Oh, and they've done that the last several nights that they've played the Sylvan Lake Gulls. It's been just they're putting their best work forward. And again, the standings don't go to show for what kind of team they have. Mm-hmm. And you know, we were listening a little bit from Nes Veselinovic of just him saying, yeah, like they've picked up some guys lately, and they're looking pretty dangerous right now. They're trying to make a playoff push.
Well, they start the night back 14 games back, I believe, of the Okotoks Dogs.
Yep.
And they're 11 back of the Sylvan Lake Gulls and the Lethbridge Bulls. And they're fighting Fort McMurray for that last spot, that last playoff spot. And I don't know how far back they are from Fort McMurray.
They are.
Oh, here we go. We got, there are
2.5 back.
Yeah, they got them as
1.5.
1.5 back.
Sorry,
yeah.
1.5 back. Math, right?
Yeah, math. Hey, I feel your pain.
Yeah. So, like, they're right there. They could have a chance.
Math with fractions.
Yeah.
Come on, or decimal points. Come on.
I know. And honestly, sorry to cut you off. And honestly, I think they give Okotoks a really good run for their money if Okotoks stays in that number 1 seed in the Western Division.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Nobody's an easy ride anymore. And I like that. That's what you want. You know, I always think back to people say, well, you know, you're tied with a team, and who do you want to play in the playoffs? It doesn't matter. Get in the playoffs and play whoever. Cleary Simpson sends this down to first base, and Marcus Frangel handles it himself, and that's 2 out here in the 6th inning, bringing up the second baseman, Jaden Flores. As Frangel, he's kind of rivaling Jacob Rochelle for the hair to. Well, that's a
head of hair.
That's a lot of lettuce coming out of that hat. I like it. I'm jealous, of course. Me with the follically challenged skull here.
You used to have a flow of hair back in the day, didn't you not?
I used to. I did, yeah.
Pretty sure I saw a picture of it once.
Okay.
Pretty sure you showed me a picture.
Not in the post
of your
office.
Hair.
Right?
No.
Okay. Most wanted.
Yeah. I think that was one of the days we went golfing down in California. You kind of showed me your
did I show
good
you
headshot of your head.
Okay.
Yeah. You had the flow.
I had the hockey hair.
You did, yeah.
I did. And the football hair, and the baseball hair, and the basketball hair, and the volleyball hair, and I just had hair.
Yep.
And I was a young man, Oliver, at the Sylvan Lake Library when we were reading to them. And I explained about my hairstyle, and he said, "You got like 100 hairs on your head." That's about 99 more than I probably have. But thank you, Oliver. I appreciate that. Now go to your parents.
Yeah.
Somebody control this kid. And a called third strike there on Jaden Flores. That's the second strikeout for him. And that brings the inning to a close as Archer Blumenshine has just got things going in his direction. Through 6, 1-1 tie, 7th inning coming up. Well, Jacob Rochelle has taken over from Dylan Whitener, who had a solid game with giving up just the 1 run on 5 hits. And Rochelle has come in to take care of the bottom part of the 6th inning, or the top half of the 6th inning from the Cactus Rats perspective. And he'll start things fresh here with Elias Campbell stepping in, or Ten Shindo, I should say, stepping in to face him. And then the number 9 hitter, Reese Ruderman, and then the top of the order, Seiji Umasawa.
I think there's some people fiddling around with their camera behind the field there.
Oh, is there?
I can see a head popping up over the fence, and that's why our camera's so shaky. And there's some, I can see just through that fence, there's some people standing right behind it as well. So don't touch expensive property. That's not yours, folks.
Yeah, he's
hanging on.
Not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know either. Security.
Yeah. Well, if we see him climbing up there, one of us is going to run out there, and it's not going to be me. So you're a lot faster than I am.
I don't know, and I get a zoom in there, and the kid is standing right beside it, getting getting a boost from somebody below.
I think they're just kind of watching for the game. I don't think they're trying to.
No, they're not trying to do anything with the camera.
Make off.
They
with
probably
the
don't
camera.
realize the camera. That is a camera that's right beside them, but it's definitely having an impact on the broadcast right now as you see your TV screen kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's not that windy out here, folks.
It's not. No.
In fact, there's hardly any wind, which is very unusual for central Alberta these days. 2-2 the count on 10 Shindo. And he squibs that foul towards the Cactus Rats dugout.
Seiji Yumazawa tried to field that with his bare hand, and he missed it. Well, it kind of hit his hand, and then he had to shake it off a little bit. That one stung a little bit.
Oh, and a foul there. And
Speaking of sting.
That kind of hammered Junior Garcia in the mask. He's thinking, I should have been an outfielder. I'm sure every time they get hit like that, they think, why am I doing this again? Boom. And there you go. Ouch. But he stays in the game like most catchers do. They take it and they go, that's part of the job. So 2-2 the count here on 10 Shindo, the Cactus Rats shortstop. He was 1 for 2 on the night, a strikeout and a single. And he's hanging in there, making Jacob Rochelle work hard here in the top half of the 7th inning. Cactus Rats 1, Gulls 1. WCBL action here on FloCollege Sports. And that's grounded down to the second baseman, Jaden Flores, who one hops it, and he gets under the glove of Cleary Simpson. And Junior Garcia was covering on that one, so.
Yeah, who do you give an error to on this one? It's probably, I would think, the thrower. Kind of into the turf.
Well, they've got themselves a base runner now, no matter what. But you're right, there's probably an error going to either Simpson or Flores. It's not up to us. That'll bring up Reese Ruderman, the catcher, who's 0 for 2.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy play for Jaden Flores to make to begin with, but the error is going to be credited to the second baseman in Flores, so it's a tough one. On the run, making that throw. We saw some incredible throws from Yukamoto over at shortstop on the run and spinning around, firing it across.
And we know Jaden Flores has got a very strong arm.
Yep.
And a bunt attempt there by Reese Ruderman. As here we are in the 7th inning, and every run is valuable in a 1-1 game. As the Gulls and Cactus Rats are giving the exact opposite of what our producer Calvin Bellows likes to see. He wants home runs and he wants base hits and all sorts of things going on. I love this kind of stuff where you got to kind of manufacture a run. And a good play there by Cleary Simpson as he scoops the ball and has enough time to tag out the runner, Reese Ruderman. But that does the job. It moves 10 Shindo over to second with one down and in scoring position.
Yeah, it was a heads-up play by Cleary Simpson. That was a close play, too. That was tight. I mean, he had to not only hurry onto that ball before the runner gets past it, but to then make that reach out in time before the runner beats him to the bag. That was a heck of a play. Because he had the option to flip it over to your pitcher as well, but he decides to just take the matter in his own hands.
So this is the top of the order. Seiji Umasawa. He's been on base a couple of times tonight. 2 for 3. Oh no. 1 for 2. He's got a walk there. I need a better score sheet. or I need to be a little more clear when I'm marking stuff down.
Well, I showed you mine today, and it didn't print quite right, and it's even smaller than normal. So I really have to make sure my eyes are in good condition.
1-1 the count on the leadoff batter, Umasawa. And a nice pitch there by Jacob Rochelle. Freezes the batter. And he's ahead 1-2 now. No action in the bullpen on either side. So that tells me Archer Blumenshine is coming out for the bottom of the 7th. And that's grounded hard down to Anthony Gilbert. And he one-hops it over to first. It was a great throw, but it was so far to his left that he didn't have a chance at getting Umasawa, who runs well, over at first. So a base hit there. But it does keep the base runner over at second. It's a good job there by Anthony Gilbert.
And this is where the Gulls are going to have to really tighten up defensively. Now you got 2 base runners on, and Energy City and Gulls have been tied 1-1 for quite some time, ever since the 2nd inning. Gulls just trying to hang on here as the hits keep coming.
Well, not for them.
No, not for them, but for the Energy City Cactus Rats, they've been having pretty good luck with the bats lately.
You know, and this is the highs and the lows of baseball. I mean, the defensive work happens, and then all of a sudden it goes away. Then all of a sudden the bats come alive, and that's what happened to the Gulls for the last 3 or 4 games. Since that explosion against Lethbridge, where they put 12 runs across the plate in 6 innings, and both runners are running on that one, and a couple of stolen bases there. Shindo getting to third on his, and Umasawa gets to second. A good strong throw by Junior Garcia, but not in time. Just about, though.
Energy City is just playing good ball right now.
They are.
Smart base running. Timely hits. They're doing everything right offensively and defensively.
You know, by rights, I mean, the Cactus Rats have stranded 6 runners tonight.
Yeah.
And they've only got 1 run. The Gulls have had 3 base runners, and they've got 1 run.
Conversion rate's a little bit better for the Gull side.
Good point. It's like our dollar against the American dollar.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And that gets away from Junior Garcia. And that is going to allow Ken Shindo to score from third base.
And in tight games like this just can't happen. You can't give free passes, as we say, to the other team to strike fast, because they will make you pay. And unfortunately now Gulls down 1, still looking for their first hit, and obviously that's going to have to change if they're going to have any chance of getting themselves back to tying this game or even winning this game. Is you're not going to score runs by just taking walks and timely base running. So we'll have to see who comes in next. It looks like our friend Leroy Tavares warming up in the bullpen as he gets loose quickly.
Well, it's been a strange night for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as the bats have gone silent. And you're right. You know, you cannot allow good teams free passes. And when you make a mistake, good teams capitalize. And the Cactus Rats, as you've said twice already tonight, their record doesn't tell the whole story as to what kind of baseball team this is. And they are full marks for a 2-1 edge here. Could have been even higher if not for the defense by the Sylvan Lake Gulls tonight. So they've got the work cut out for them. 1 down, base runner over at first. Parker Husu steps in to face Jacob Rochelle, and they're not even going to throw down to to second as we have a base runner over at third. Oh, this is Timo Aracena. Yes, that's right. Because Parker Husu is over there at first.
Now second.
And now second.
Yeah.
Yep. So a stolen base there.
They're going to intentionally walk Aracena here.
Yeah. So that'll load the bases with one out. So they're playing the odds here. As Marcus Franjul steps in to face Jacob Rochelle. And I think Leroy Tavares is telling his bench that he's ready to go if you need him. But right now, this batter is Jacob Rochelle's. And the first pitch is fouled off.
At the plate for the Cactus Rats, the first baseman number 29, Marcus Franjul.
You know, I had the privilege of talking to head coach Jason Chatwood after the last doubleheader on Thursday night, and yeah, he had nothing but high praise for this Energy City Cactus Rats team. He's like, they're just a good team. They are a good ball club. They give us a run every time we play them, and we're seeing it again here tonight. They're not. They're making a game of it, and they're winning this game right now, and rightfully so. So Sylvan Lake Gulls are going to have to really bear down and find something to change the momentum of where this ball game is going.
1-1 the count on Marcus Franjul. With a Cactus Rats 2-1 lead over the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And now the count 1-2. Drew Abercrombie is the batter on deck. Gulls looking to maybe turn the double play and limit this inning to just the one run by Energy City. And Rochelle comes inside, and that misses inside.
Fans don't like it.
Nope, they don't. Shocking.
Yeah, the volunteer umpires.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a special fan in attendance here tonight. Her name is Janice Claggett. She's watching this one.
Good pitch there by Jacob Rochelle as he strikes out Marcus Franjul for the second out. Yes, we have friends from that we've known for a long time from Calgary, and friends of theirs that have joined them, and friends from here in Sylvan Lake that all of us have known each other for quite a while here. And they came up last night. We went out and stayed up. I actually stayed up until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Party animal over here.
Yeah, well,
wow.
I had to have a nap this afternoon.
That makes
I'm
two
not
of
gonna
us.
lie.
That makes two of us.
But it was fun. It's nice to get together. If there's anything advice-wise I can pass along to anybody, is if you ever have an opportunity to see friends that you haven't seen in a long time, do it. No matter what you have on your plate, go do it, because you never know when you might see them again. So that's just my fatherly advice.
Yeah.
Or old guy advice. Probably the same thing, right?
Bring your wife to work day today.
Yeah,
Mr. Jim Claggett.
Well, and she said, well, we'll take my car. She's got a nice new SUV.
Oh, okay.
And I said, no. I said, we'll take my truck, my 17-year-old Ford Ranger, because I park it in an area where a ball could hit it. And she goes, oh, good idea. So I won that one.
Well, I hope it doesn't get hit that way, because my car is right beside your truck.
Well,
and I don't want anything happening over my car.
And Junior Garcia's truck is just in front of mine. So I always told Junior, I said, I'm parked right near you, so straighten out your hit. 2-1 the count on Drew Abercrombie, who's 0 for 3. Grounded out twice to the pitcher and once popped up to the first baseman. That misses down low. And I'm thinking this is probably the last batter for Mr. Rochelle.
Yep, I would think so.
But he's got to get this guy. Bases loaded with 2 down and a 3-1 count. And you, in a game where you have had no success with the bat, you've got to get this out right now. And nope, he walks Abercrombie, and that draws in a run for the Cactus Rats. And everybody moves up 90 feet. So a 2-run 7th inning so far for Energy City has put the Gulls in a 3-1 deficit.
Yeah, that was the 3rd walk of the inning too for Jacob Rochelle. And they're going to keep him in for this batter. They're going to try to let him get out of this inning.
Want to know the count on Zach Barneo, and he grounds this down to 3rd, and Gilbert's going to have to hustle and make a great play as he does. Anthony Gilbert with a solid throw over to 1st on the run, coming in from 3rd base to get the 3rd out of the inning, and he gets the congratulations from his team. The Gulls trail the Energy City Cactus Rats 3-1 here. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-1 Energy City Cactus Rats leading the hometown Sylvan Lake Gulls. Anthony Gilbert will lead things off after making that outstanding play at 3rd to close out the Rats in the top of the 7th. But not before they've made some damage, plating 2 runs in that inning with just 1 hit. And Blumenshine is still in the game for the Cactus Rats. They do have some warm up in the bullpen right now. A couple of guys getting loose. But this is his game so far, and why not?
Yeah, he's having a great game. And, you know, the way he finishes his throw is kind of a unique way because it almost looks like every time he finishes his throw, it's off balance. There's 2 pitches in a row that I've noticed that when he comes off the mound, it looks like he stumbles a bit.
Yeah, he kind of plants and then his plant leg kind of moves.
Yeah.
A little bit. And yeah.
So that's a different delivery.
Well, it seems to be working because, well, he's given up 1 run and 0 in the way of hits. And a good at bat there by Anthony Gilbert as the Gulls need base runners one way or another, either by hit or by walk. And they get the walk right now to start things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Brock Tiarina.
Now batting, the DH, number 11, Brock
It was involved in a weird play over at first base in the first inning with a stolen base attempt and then a bit of a rundown, and he kind of, well, he was going to be safe if he had stayed on the bag, but he kind of stumbled over the bag.
Yep.
And got tagged out.
And that was what drew the run in too for Anthony Gilbert.
And Tiarina lifts this out into shallow left field towards the foul line. And Seiji Umezawa makes the grab out near the foul line for the first out.
Well, it hasn't been an easy night for any of the batters coming in to take on this pitcher in Archer Blumenshine, but they're going to now throw in a little bit of a wrench in his plans and try to change things up here as Brooks Bachman makes his appearance into this game, pinch hitting for Bryce Hampton. So we'll see if Brooks Bachman can turn the script a little bit here for the Gulls.
He's first pitch swinging and sends this down into foul territory.
You know, and he's had a pretty solid last couple games at bat as well. And Brooks Bachman, he didn't really get any action last game, but in that, I believe he got a little bit of action in that 9-1 loss. And he's been pretty solid at the plate.
I was just watching that foul ball that went out to left field there. The left fielder, Umezawa, threw it back in, and Dylan Meitner was standing at the gate, and it rolled up to his foot, and then Josh Tucker went to get it, and they had a little soccer showdown there. As that gets away from the catcher, but it doesn't matter. That's the ball that hit Brooks Bachman. And Archer Blumenshine was coming in saying, hey, you got to cover, you got to cover. And, well, wait a minute. No. He gets the free pass after the ball hit him. So the Gulls have two men on base now. One via the walk, one via by hit by a pitch. And that'll bring up the coach to have a little chat with his pitcher. But the Gulls have had base runners, but they still have yet to record a base hit.
They've only had two base runners at one time in this game other than what's about to happen right now, and that was back in the first inning.
Yep.
When they scored. So they've only had one other base runner, and that was back in the third inning. Otherwise, they haven't had one since. So that's number 17 warming up in the bullpen for the Cactus Rats as Josh Higgins gets loose. So Blumenshine's night might be coming near to an end. But he's had an incredible start here in Sylvan Lake on this Saturday night.
Tommy Tiki's eyes are lighting up.
Oh, Tommy's Tiki's eyes light up. Does that mean good things are coming?
I'm not sure. You can see his eyes right here. Yeah, you can see them.
All right.
Yeah, he's getting anxious here.
Promising. Yeah. Oh, now he's off.
There we go. He knows what he's doing. Come on, Tommy, work your magic.
Yeah.
He's got it. His lights are turning. His lights are on, and somebody's home.
There you go.
I guess.
Hopefully somebody's home for the Sylvan Lake Gulls right now at the bats.
This is Hawaiian night here, folks. That's why we have the tiki doll here in the booth. Part of Kale's collection of tiki dolls.
Yeah. It's going to go right in there on the top shelf at home.
You know, his lights are flashing on and off all by themselves, and now I'm getting creeped out.
Yeah. Now he's haunted.
1-0. The count to Michael Quick. With one down and runners on first and second. Gulls trying to mount some kind of a comeback here in the bottom of the seventh inning. With Simon Baker on deck, and this is grounded right down to first, and that is a wide throw that draws Ten Shindo off the bag. And everybody is safe all around. So the Gulls have a bases loaded situation as the Cactus Rats make an error here. As Shindo had to leave the bag in order to get that ball, because if he doesn't get that ball, Anthony Gilbert is probably going to score and cut into this lead. So Simon Baker steps in to face Archer Blumenshine.
What a situation this could be for Simon Baker. This is exactly what they need.
That misses up high for ball one. Now the fans are into this one, that's for sure. I mean, they've hung around obviously because this is an exciting game, but they want to see some action from their Gulls, and they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about as far as hits go. As in a big fat 0. Bases loaded, one down. A 1-1 count on the Gulls center fielder. And he fouls this back against the screen. And looks like Trip Ray is on deck. He's got the gear on, so he's coming in for Junior Garcia.
Okay. Again, changing things up a little bit. I like it.
So Tyler Rim is warming up in the Sylvan Lake bullpen. There's Tyler. That misses outside.
After Leroy Tavares he was warming up quickly and he was excited to get into this game, and now he's just stretching. So
yeah, he's still in the bullpen. And Baker sends this down the right field line. That's going to drop in fair territory, and 2 runs are going to score here as the Sylvan Lake Gulls get their first hit of the evening, and it's a big one as they bring in 2 runs to tie this game here in the bottom of the 7th.
Couldn't have come at a better time to get your first hit of the night as a team collectively, and what a beautiful spot to land that ball. Easily scores 2 runs in this ball game, and Simon Baker, the reason for it. This game's tied.
So now we got runners on second and third as there's Simon getting all geared down or geared up. Depends on how you look at it. And that's going to bring out the coach, and I think we're going to have a pitching change. Yes, we are. We are all tied at 3 now in the bottom of the 7th. We'll take a break and come back with the rest of this at-bat. Well, there's a new pitcher for you. Let's introduce this young man,
Yeah,
please.
this is Josh Higgins. He's from Henderson, Nevada, goes to Florida National University. And as we take a look at his pitching stats, he's got 8 games under his belt, 40.2 innings of work, 27 strikeouts, and a 4.42 ERA so far this year.
And a pinch hitter for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as Trip Ray comes in to hit for Junior Garcia here in the bottom of the 7th inning with runners on 2nd and 3rd. And he's swinging at the first pitch that he sees from Josh Higgins and fouls that back out of play. So a deep fly ball, believe it or not, will give the Sylvan Lake Gulls a 1-run lead in this game with just 1 hit to show for it.
Incredible. What a weird game to be a part of. 3 runs on 1 hit.
And foul back. 0-2 the count on the Gulls catcher tonight, taking over from Junior Garcia, who was 0 for 2 on the night. Simon Baker with a 2-run double here in the bottom of the 7th to tie this game up. The first base hit of the night for the Gulls. And Josh Higgins comes in and strikes out Trip Ray. A big strikeout there for the young man from Henderson, Nevada. He had Trip Ray swinging at nothing but air. That'll bring up Tai Yukamoto. Now here we are on Hawaiian night. And maybe
You writing a script?
Maybe the only Hawaiian in the lineup for the Gulls might be able to do something. I'm thinking he's going to shoot one down the left field line and cash in 2 runs. That's my gut feeling.
All right. I'm going to say he's going to hit one in the gap between right and center.
Well,
we'll see who's right.
Yeah, well, either way, it's a win,
Place
right?
your bets. Yeah.
It's a win-win kind of thing.
Yeah,
So.
it would be, yeah.
Yeah. 1-0 the count here. Yukamoto and then top of the order, Cleary Simpson, if we get that far. And he sends this into the gap, and that is going to do the job. I believe you win that one. As the Gulls have now taken a 2-run lead over the Energy City Cactus Rats on that base hit by Tai Yukamoto.
Well, not quite right center field, but shallow center field at the very minimum, and that was perfectly placed. After a night of being frozen with the bats, they're starting to heat up, and they're finding ways to get the job done. Now 5-3 Gulls lead it just on 2 hits.
Top of the order, Cleary Simpson now. Gulls have sent 7 men to the plate in this inning.
You notice the walk-up song that they played for Cleary Simpson there?
What was that?
The theme song from The Simpsons.
Ah,
and
of
literally,
course.
they literally played The Simpsons, and he comes out.
There you go.
I love it.
Why not? That's a natural fit, right? Uh-oh. Tommy Tiki's eyes are flashing. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. He's predicting good things.
Home
maybe?
run or Armageddon.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a voodoo doll. It's, but.
You're really creeped out by him. I don't know. I might have to take him home.
Yeah, you might. I don't want him in my house.
Yeah.
No offense there, Tommy, but. And out into shallow right field. Again, balls are just dropping in, and you know what? It ain't pretty, but it's effective. As Yukamoto moves his way over to third base, and Cleary Simpson has himself a single.
Well, it's wild what 1 hit can do for a team to just spark the life of the rest of the lineup and spark life in the rest of the bats. And it's now finally the Gulls are finding some luck here with getting some base hits and just going, taking the lead, starting to drive in some runs.
Here's the second baseman, Jaden Flores, who's had a tough night, a couple of strikeouts. The last one he was caught looking, and the look he gave home plate umpire Clayton Wandler was kind of like, I don't know if that was a strike. So he's looking to make amends here, and he has the bat to do it, facing the new pitcher, Josh Higgins, who has come in for Archer Blumenshine, who had no hit the Gulls up to this point. But now a 4-run 7th inning. And Cleary Simpson runs himself down to second base uncontested, as Reese Ruderman had his eyes set more on Tai Yukamoto. But that puts Simpson over into scoring position. So a base hit here with 2 out might score 2 more runs.
Yeah, and if this inning keeps going, though, they would have batted around the order, too. So it's been a great inning for the Sylvan Lake Gulls offense.
Well, this is the 9th man to come to the plate in this inning. So, again, a strange night. 3 base hits for the Gulls, and they've got 5 runs to show for it. 6 hits for the Cactus Rats, and 3 runs to show for it. Baseball. Can't figure it out sometimes. And Flores with a check swing right back to Josh Higgins, and he makes the play over to first. But not before the Sylvan Lake Gulls put 4 runs across the plate and take a 5-3 lead as we go to the top half of the 8th inning.
Five-3 here at Gulls Field at Pagado Park between the Energy City Cactus Rats and the Gulls. Lots of games going on tap around the WCBL tonight, however. In Regina, they lost to the Weyburn Beavers 5-2. However, a dominating performance against the team that's going to be here tomorrow. The Lethbridge Bulls defeat the Fort McMurray Giants 14-0. Youch. Saskatoon Berries beat the Moose Jaw Miller Express 6-4 tonight. Medicine Hat has a huge lead over Swift Current right now, 15-4 in the top of the 7th. And then the second half of the doubleheader in Regina, the Red Sox got their revenge against the Weyburn Beavers. They won 6-3 earlier today. And then it's another doubleheader as well in Lethbridge between the Giants and the Bulls, as the Bulls took game 1, that 14-0 win, and the Bulls are up 9-3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Fort Mac has a couple doubleheaders back-to-back nights. That can't be fun for them, especially coming here tomorrow. Okotoks Dogs up 2-0 over the Brooks Bombers at the top of the 4th inning, if that is correct. I don't know why it's such a late start for them, but we'll keep our eyes on that as we go. This popped up to left field. That will be Bryce Hampton. In fact, I don't think it is Bryce Hampton. That's Jaden Flores that has moved out to left field now. It's from second base tonight.
That's right, because I think Brooks Bachman is over at second.
That's right, yep. So they're moving some pieces around, and Flores makes the catch.
So Ten Shindo comes in here, Jacob Rochelle still on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Yeah, a little surprising, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised, but then I did say to our guy on the truck, he was saying, oh, Rochelle's back. I'm like, yeah, wondering if they're saving arms for tomorrow. Big doubleheader tomorrow.
Yeah, doubleheader tomorrow. So this is grounded down to Yukamoto at short, and he cleanly picks that one and fires a strike over to first base. And Cleary Simpson shows his thank you.
Yep.
Point over there. Hey, good throw. There we are.
Fort McMurray is in a doubleheader tonight, Jim.
Tonight?
And they'll be in it tomorrow with us.
Oh, my goodness.
How crazy is that? They lost 14. I was telling everybody they lost 14-0 in game 1, and they're down 9-3 in the bottom of the third right now.
Wow. That's, you know what? I understand the league is and there's nothing they can do about it unless they either shorten the amount of games or whatever. But you get rainouts and you get delays, and we had smokeouts, and all kinds of things delaying games. And it's like you got to get these games in because you can't have one team playing 50 games and another team playing 55.
Yeah.
That's just not it's not fair. So you got to get them in somehow, and the double headers is the way to do it. But I'm not a fan of the back-to-back 9-inning doubleheaders. 7 and 7 seems to be reasonable in my opinion, but I don't run the league.
And I would assume that they're playing just 7 in Lethbridge tonight, but tomorrow will be a full 9 and 9.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if that was a league decision or that was just the way it was scheduled. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's gonna be a long day of here at the ballpark tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Well, why not?
Yeah. I mean, really, at the end of the day, is it a long day when you're watching baseball?
No, I mean, it's good ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got the best seat in the house.
We do. And we get paid to be here. We don't have to pay to watch. We get paid to.
That's right.
So,
So quit your complaining,
exactly.
right? Is that what we're saying to each other?
Pretty much, yeah. We're talking ourselves through this.
Yeah. And a called third strike there. Jacob Rochelle gets the call on that pitch and sends Reese Rudderman back to the dugout mumbling, going, what is that? Okay, well, that is the end of the top half of the 8th inning. Gulls with a 5-3 lead and coming to bat.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. It's bring your wife night to the ballpark. Well, she's not even. What is she doing? She's on their phone, texting.
She's on her phone. There she is. Oh, thank you.
Taking it all in. There's your wife, Jim
friends
Claggett.
right there, and there's my wife in the yellow Gulls shirt.
Showing some pictures.
She's showing some pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably plants because her friend right there, Linda.
Okay.
She's
her left.
She's a very good gardener.
Yeah.
So they're probably showing her some pictures of some plants. not grandkid pictures. No, it's. Well, look at the baby plant.
Yeah.
There we go.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that she could come and take
Yeah.
in a game. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
she's got a DD tonight, too, so there you go.
Yeah. I usually am. Want to know the count here on Anthony Gilbert.
Happy spouse, happy house, right, Jim?
Yeah, he got things started with a walk off of Josh Higgins. Or maybe it was Blumenshine that he got the walk off of. Anyway, that was a long inning, the 7th inning. The 9 guys went to.
Walk off Blumenshine, yep.
So he got the walk off Blumenshine, and that got things rolling for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as they scored 4 times in that inning on 3 hits. They left 2 men stranded.
Well, again, it was Anthony Gilbert. That's the guy that got things going. I mean, he walked back in the first. He was the one that came around to score, and then he did it again in the 7th inning, and that was the first of those 4 runs in that last inning.
So right now we sit at Gulls 5, Energy City Cactus Rats 3, bottom of the 8th inning. Cactus Rats basically in control for almost 7 complete innings, but this is skied out to shallow center field. And Elias Campbell, who does a good job out there, makes the grab for the first out. That'll bring up Brock Tiarina. He was 0 for 2 with a walk, and they got tagged out at first in a weird rundown. But it scored a run.
Yep, it worked out well, and he should have been safe at first if he didn't overdo it.
And he's doing the same thing, this time into the shortstop's glove, Ten Shindo, who makes the catch. And the Gulls are swinging at everything right now and trying to get something to land. You just never know what's going to happen. This brings up Brooks Bachman again, who has come into the game, and he's taken over at second base. Jaden Flores has moved from second out to left field here with the situation. The Bachman coming in to hit for Bryce Hunter, or Hampton, I should say. Can't read my own writing. Imagine that.
Yeah. I've done that before. Kind of awkward when that happens. Bachman lifts this into shallow right field. Going back for it is the second baseman, Drew Abercrombie, and he makes a little bit of an interesting catch out there, but does it nonetheless. And it was a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Well, the Gulls with 3 outs before they secure another win here at Gulls Field. Well, what a great shot there of the scoreboard here at Gulls Field with the 50-50 numbers. $8,080
wow.
on tonight's 50-50 for Hawaiian night. And so somebody's going to be going home a happy person and a little bit more richer than they came.
Maybe it's my wife.
You know, wouldn't that be nice?
Oh.
Did you tell her to get a 50-50?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I told her. I
good.
said, "You got," and she's all game for that.
Nice.
She says, "Yeah, I'll buy a ticket."
Yeah, I'll spend some money and buy tickets.
$8,080.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Going home with $4,000 in your pocket, why not?
Jacob Rochelle on the mound here in the top of the 9th inning. facing the top of the order. Seiji Umasawa, the left fielder. And he gives this a ride out to center field. Simon Baker has got a hustle, and he gets back there quick. That's not Simon Baker, that's Michael Quick. No, that's not Michael Quick.
What number is he here?
That's Kyle Lewis.
Oh, that's Kyle Lewis, yeah. 42.
They made some changes on this. So we got Kyle Lewis. I think Simon's out in right field now.
Okay.
I'm going to guess.
Yeah, the big body.
Yeah, so Kyle Lewis showing his wheels and tracks that down with that big blue glove of his. So that's one down here, and that will bring up Parker Husu, the right fielder.
Good pitch there.
First pitch is a strike.
Yeah, and again, I think the Sylvan Lake Gulls are just trying to save arms. You know, they got a lot of baseball coming down the stretch here. As we mentioned, only one night off until you finish out the regular season. All games in a row from here on out. So they're probably saving their arms and trying to just properly balance their pitching staff as we head down the stretch.
Yep.
And Rochelle's doing a good job.
1-2 now. He has Husu swinging at air. And that's grounded down to second base, and Bachman makes the play over to first. And the Gulls are within one out of an unlikely win. But they are one out away from doing just that.
That sounded like it stung, didn't it? With how close that was to the hands.
Yeah, that was.
That did not make a good sound coming off the bat.
A lot of vibration in the
Yikes.
going all the way up with your elbows and into your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, ouch.
But yeah, you make a good point, Jim. This game is an interesting one that Sylvan Lake just didn't look like they were going to break through, and yet they did.
So 0-1 the count here on Timo Aracena. And he's down 0-2 as Jacob Rochelle has done a really, really good job coming in for the starter, Dylan Meitner.
Yep, a nice
Who
night.
did a good job of his own.
Of course, yeah, both pitchers coming in, and you know when you can use just two pitchers in one night, that's a great recipe for success.
Oh, and that misses outside. Clayton Wandler not biting on that one, and neither was Timo Aracena. The 1-2 pitch, and that's fouled into the Gulls bullpen. Not sure who was that, but they weren't trying for that one very hard. Oh, that's Leroy Tavares. Or was that Candiaz?
No, that looked like Tavares.
That was Tavares, yeah. I just want to touch the game ball. And that misses high and outside. 2-2 the count. I know there's some pitchers that don't like that clap. It kind of distracts them.
Yep.
Some of the guys have said, yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but it gets the fans involved. They really want to see this strike. And this is skied. Cleary Simpson might have a play on this. Nope, it hits on the berm. Oh, and he spilled his beer.
No, popcorn.
Or is it popcorn?
Yeah, some popcorn came out there.
Oh, okay.
Should have just used the popcorn bucket and caught it.
No, you got to save the popcorn.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he didn't save much of it anyways, regardless.
Well, now everybody that he's sharing with it say, well, that's yours on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll take the stuff that's in the bucket. Okay. 2-2 the count. 2 down here. Top of the ninth inning. 5-3 Gulls leading. Jacob Rochelle on the mound with the 2-2 pitch here to Timo Aracena. And that misses outside. The count now full.
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
No, good patience by Timo Aracena. Not easy to be in a situation like this. 2 away, and the rest of this game relies on your bat. But he's had some good patience here, waiting for the right pitch.
And very good eye as Aracena draws the walk to keep the Cactus Rats in this one. As the tying run now comes to the plate in the form of Marcus Franjul.
He's already had a base hit tonight back in that 4th inning. Watt on base with a walk in the 6th. Struck out a couple times.
So it's right-hander against right-hander with 2 down. The guy at the plate is the guy that the focus is on. And he comes inside and misses for a ball.
Now batting for the Cactus Rats, number 29,
Oh.
Marcus Franjul.
For a second there, I thought they had a pinch runner, and I thought, no, I see the hair.
Nice blue bat, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And that misses inside.
Careful.
As Jacob Rochelle just is
Yeah.
working hard at getting that last out, and looks like
For another time now.
Leroy Tavares maybe is up again.
He's up again, warming up.
He's thinking, hey, you should have put me in earlier. 2-0 the count now. And 3 straight balls on Marcus Franjul. As you don't want to be putting the tying run on base here in the top of the 9th with 2 out. So Franjul likely be taking on this one. And a called strike there. As Matt Hape was up on the top step of the dugout there, ready to make a visit to the mound, and Jacob Rochelle's got to bear down and get a strike here. And he gets him to foul this one, so brings the count to full. And we're back at the situation where the base runner is going to be running, and the pitcher is going to be pitching, and the batter is going to be swinging. Everything's in motion on this pitch.
Game on the line.
The fans start the slow clap, which is already picking up speed. The 3-2 pitch. And this is lifted out into center field. Kyle Lewis got it there for the grab. And Jacob Rochelle bears down and gets out of a tough situation here in the 9th inning, thanks to his defense and Kyle Lewis, to bring the final out of the game here at Gulls Field.
Yeah, I mean, it was a weird one to watch if you're, a baseball fan. But for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, that was just a resilient win. You weren't getting any hits. You were kept to a bare minimum all the way through until the bottom of the 7th inning. Then you see Energy City, gain their first lead of the ball game, and then it's like, okay, well, if Sylvan Lake's going to have any chance of getting back into this game, they got to get a base hit. And of course, they start things off with a couple walks, a walk, a hit by pitch, and then Simon Baker steps in and he finally breaks open the goose egg, and then things just transpire from there. The momentum shifts down the batting lineup, and a guy that had a pretty solid game defensively all night at shortstop got things done with the bat as well, and was the guy that was the credited RBI winner, if you will, if you know what I mean, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. So Tai Yukamoto will be our player of the game. He's going to be standing by with our very own Joe Whitbread down at field level after all the high fives are done, I would think.
Yeah, this is kind of it was arguably a game that the Gulls probably shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
But sometimes you win ugly.
Yeah.
And you just go with it, and you go, okay, it's all good.
You bear down, you find a way to get her done. Let's hand things off to Joe Whitbread right now with Tai Yukamoto.
Sylvan Lake and Ara Real Estate and Auctioneers. From Hawaii, this is Tai Yukamoto. Aloha, congratulations, another chance for you to share with the crowd what it's like to have a home field win and your RBI.
I don't know, it was just kind of in the moment. I thought Tripp had a chance to do it, and then I was the next guy up, so that was a perfect opportunity for me to go.
We had about 80 or 90% of fans dress up for this ball game. Everyone's wearing a lei. You know, you're from Hawaii. Did we do at least a kind of good job? I know it's a lot chillier here, but how did we do tonight on Hawaii night?
Oh, it was perfect. All the layers just mean like appreciation. So like seeing everyone wearing it, it's like showing appreciation to the team. So I loved it.
Really love that. I know Mom and Dad are watching as well. You want to say hi probably to family watching back home.
Yeah, hi to my mom and dad. I know my mom's watching. She's probably like kind of nervous with me hitting, but it's all right. And my brother and my dad, I hope they're proud of me when they hit.
That's so great. Tai Yokomoto is our player of the game. How do we say thank you to all these amazing fans?
Mahalo.
Mahalo, everybody. Thanks for coming. Tai Yokomoto is your player of the game tonight. It's time
stuff from Tai Yokomoto. The local guy from Hawaii gets it done on Hawaiian night, and he's the one reason why this was a Gulls win, driving in the winning runs. And we got our friend Jim playing with Tommy. Tommy
Tiki.
Tiki. There you go.
Tommy the Tiki doll.
He brought
right
good luck here tonight for the Sylvan Lake
Rubber's
Gulls.
head. That's what I get done all the time.
Yeah.
That's why we both have the same hairstyle.
There you go. Well, Janice, she can do that for you on the way home, maybe. Anyways,
I'm driving.
Yeah, you're driving. I know. So, anyways, but no, it's been a great night for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as they get another win here against the Energy City Cactus Rats. They'll have to get set for a big doubleheader tomorrow. But yeah, like you said, it was a weird one because it was a night that you just weren't really expecting the Gulls to pull off.
Well, your first base hit comes in the 7th inning. You know, you know, you got one run without getting a hit. It was a strange night, but again, good teams manufacture a way to win, and that's what these guys did tonight. So
they're going to have some more baseball coming down the stretch. A very busy week and a bit coming down your way, as it's going to be a doubleheader tomorrow against the Fort McMurray Giants. But yeah, as we mentioned tonight, defensively, things were going well for the Gulls. Offensively, not so great until, as we mentioned, later on in the game. But it was the defense that gave them a fighting chance right to the bitter end. And you got some good stuff on the mound from Dylan Meitner. He was sensational. Some great fans taking part of this one, even the young ones, as they are all involved and invested in this one. As Yokomoto said, the lei means appreciation, showing appreciation for this baseball club, and you got to appreciate all the fans that showed up here tonight as well, as they will be ready for Fort McMurray. 2 9-inning doubleheader coming your way tomorrow night. For Jim Claggett, the whole broadcast crew at greenonionmedia.ca, I'm Cale Clark with another bird's eye view. You have yourself a good night. Mahalo.